So there's a lot to talk about. Let's get going. And we begin in the US, where a bitter political fight over the country's finances is about to begin. Later today, the federal government will hit its borrowing limit agreed by Congress far earlier than expected. The figure, an eye-watering $31.4 trillion. Now, in the short term, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will be able to buy some time using what are known as extraordinary measures, diverting cash to stop the US defaulting on its debts. But Congress will urgently have to find a solution, and it is more divided than ever, as Michelle Fleury reports from New York.
The debt ceiling, or debt limit, is the legal amount America's federal government is allowed to borrow, and it's maxed it out faster than expected. Now, there are a couple of reasons for this. New policies, including its student loan forgiveness program, have contributed to raising the amount of money it has spent. Also, rising interest rates. They've gone up faster than expected, meaning the United States government is paying more to borrow money. In fiscal 2022, it made $475 billion in interest payments. That's up from $352 billion the year before. If Congress doesn't address the debt limit swiftly, America will default for the first time in its history. Most believe the financial consequences of the US failing to pay its bills would be catastrophic. And yet many consider it a real possibility because Congress is more divided than it has been. Republicans, who have taken control of the House of Representatives following the midterm elections, want to tie any lifting of the debt limit to spending cuts, something Democrats fiercely oppose. For now, the US Treasury Department will use extraordinary measures to avoid a default, with US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warning that those are likely to be exhausted sometime in June.
That is Michelle Fleury. Something to keep an eye on. Certainly, financial markets will be watching that later. But now let's turn our attention to the UK, where Chancellor